Okay, you are live. George, please feel free to take it away.
Okay, great. Thank you, David. And thanks everyone for joining. Well, it's been a while since the last Web3j meetup event. I think the last one was exactly last year in November, so it's 1 year since then. And we made quite some progress on Web3j, and we are happy to share with you. This meetup is dedicated to the mentorship contributions. For you who don't know, this year we had two mentorships. And here with this meetup, I really want to give a shout out to our mentees, which are mentioned here on the slide, because without their work, I'm sure that we barely have got the motivation to push it through and get to the Web3j 5. So yeah, a big shout out to them. And yeah, let's continue. So here is the agenda for today's meetup. I already started with a short intro. For those of you who are joining for the first time to a Web3j event, we'll get an overview of what it's Web3j about. Also the objectives that we had for Web3j 5, how you can get involved, the mentorships and their contributions that were during this year, and also some other fixes that have been added to Web3j 5. Okay, so yeah, short introduction about me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm George Tibrian. I'm from Romania, senior software engineer with 8 years experience, blockchain developer currently at Web3 Labs. And since 2022, I'm the maintainer of Web3j and also a student mentor here in the LFDT Foundation for Web3j. And now I would like to pass the mic to Alston, please.
Hi, my name is Fang Kao, and I usually go by the name Austin. I'm this year's Web3j mentee. It's a great pleasure to join the mentorship and also this amazing journey to contribute to the Web3j library. Thank you.
Okay, please name one of your colleagues, Alston.
Sorry?
Please name one of your colleagues to introduce themselves.
Oh, yeah. Hedia, about you want me to introduce Hedia or I think.
Hi, I'm Abdurrahman Hidayah, and you can call me Hidayah. I'm a Web3j mentee for 2025. It was a great experience, and we made great contributions. I'm very excited to be here right now. Thank you.
Okay, last but not last one, Gautam.
Hello everyone, I'm Gautam. I'm the Web3j Android mentee. It's been a great while until now, and I'm looking forward to contributing more to this.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Also, they will step in a bit later with and they'll do some showcase and demos with the work done. Yep, thank you for now. Also here a short introduction about Web3 Labs, because I'm the company that I'm part of, and also the company which is actively maintaining Web3j and which actually contributed to the creation of Web3j. Our CEO, Connor Svensson, is the main creator of Web3j, and also the company Web3 Labs has the headquarters in UK, and we are a team with people from all over the globe. And we right now we're focusing on several products and services. The main product is Chainlanes, which is a blockchain explorer. Then Web2j used to be our product, but it was donated 2 years ago to Linux, this decentralized trust foundation. But we're still giving support for it, and we're maintaining it. And we also offer BESO support. And last but not least is the Inscribe, which is our new smart contract naming service. It's available. Actually, this one is pretty new. It was created 3 months ago and released. And yeah, you can check it at inscribe.xyz. And in there you can name your contract. So from now on, you don't have only names over the blockchain addresses. You can also name the smart contracts addresses. And here are some customers that we work with. But yeah, that's all about Web3 Labs. And yeah, let's get into the thing that we were here for, and this is Web3j is a Java operation library with Ethereum. Mainly, it focuses on the JSON RPC communication between and makes the wire between Java application and Ethereum network via JSON RPC calls. In here also, Web3j offers common contract between the Solidity smart contract types and the Java types which are used. And with these having a common object model, we can easily manage our business in the application without the need of any additional complexity. And one things done with it. Also, it comes with some new features, with some other features as as it will be cryptographic, and also wallet abstractions, as it will be hardware security modules or anything related to proper interaction with an Ethereum network. Okay. Also, you can check more on the Web3j repo website. I will paste those while my colleagues will be presenting. And also we have an official documentation website on the Web3j, and in there we have many other features explained, like filtering events and a lot more. Maybe you are wondering why exactly Web3j is important and how those smart contracts wrappers are really relevant. Well, for more than 20 years, the infrastructure of the heavy enterprise systems has been built on Java. So also we expect that in future, the blockchain application or use cases that would be developed and adopted by let's say, banking industry will continue to be implemented in Java, and also to adopt seamlessly integration with it. The library also has been this library also has been tested by the Ethereum community for this is an old slide, but it's more there are more than 7 years. The library was created back in 2016. We have the type-safe mapping that I mentioned it in the previous slide, and it offers some robust test capabilities. We also try to improve the testing capabilities during this mentorship, and we'll still continue to do it. And in terms of interaction with the Ethereum network, we mainly focus our interaction to be with the BESO, which is an EVM client. And regarding it, we offer full specific API support. I know that here it's also mentioned the privacy support, and BESO recently removed privacy with the sunset plan. But the thing is that you can still add privacy via the modules and the plugins that can be written and added to Besu. Okay. Going further, in our main in here we have the objectives for 2025 for Web3j. Also, we have on our wiki page the roadmap. But the main objective for 2025 was the release of a new major version, because kind of a lot of features have been added over the time, and also there was let's say mistakenly released library some years ago, and that was raising a lot of issues. But we couldn't just like go out and do a release with a release of Web3j 5 with some features that weren't that consistent, in order to help us to showcase that we have this new major version of Web3j 5. It's really worth it. So for that, me and Ishal, the other maintainer, we agreed on a roadmap, and in order to go further and to do the Web3j 5 release, we agreed to have at least 50% of the roadmap completed. And this happened, and it happened especially with the help of the 2 mentorships that we had. And in here are some, I will mention only a few of the bullets added here. And those are and the most important is the support for account abstraction, which is ERC 4337, that will be demoed right after this slide. And also the project maintenance, because like Web3j is an open source library, and working with open source can help you test it really well, because you have a lot of users that will be able to get your product, to run it even in the production environment, and to get their feedback. And for that, like when at the beginning of this year, we had like 150 issues. We managed to get some of them done, but there are still some in progress, and also for sure some others will be added, because this is how an open source library life cycle should be. Because like if no issues is added in, it means that most probably that library is not used. And this is part of the project maintenance, and for that there we added a done to the project maintenance with a white check mark, but it's still like loading, because the work is working. This project maintenance, it's a work in progress, like forever, in order to have this library properly built and working with. Okay. And also one other objective that we had for this year is to have an Web3j mentorship. Luckily, we had 2, because LFDT agreed with multiple, I mean, with more than one proposal submitted by us, and we're thankful for that. Also, I will paste later on a link to the roadmap on the wiki for those of you who want to see all this in details. As I said, and I will say it many times during this call, Web3j is an open source, and to be honest, also for this release, but for the past 2 years, since it was donated to LFDT, close to 50% of the contribution was done by the contributors. And we really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to get even more of the contributions done by the active contributors, because this helps the library to move on and to be up to date with the Ethereum proposals and with all the other Ethereum updates that happens. And yeah, also like right now, me and Nishar are the maintainers of the library, and it's a bit hard for us. And I know that maybe in here in the call are some contributors that maybe didn't get our review on time, or maybe we didn't manage to do a proper feedback for the work they submitted. But also mostly we are doing this like in our free time, because both me and Ishal, we are working on separated projects because this is open source and we need to sustain ourselves. So that's why we are looking to get closer with the contributions, to engage with them, to get their feedback, and also to get their help in order to get even closer, to get, for example, if you're submitting any contribution and you see that maybe it's forgotten in there, because we are getting a lot of emails from GitHub, and maybe through some of them we'll miss your contribution done. So please join us on the Discord channel and also on the Web3j community calls. The community calls are every 2 weeks, and I think this year we had to cancel 2 because neither me or Nishal couldn't make it, but we'll be there. So yeah, feel free to join, save, try these QRs in order to get the invite, and yeah, looking forward to see you there. Okay, getting back to the main subject of this presentation, and these are the internships. We had, as I said, we had 2 internships, internships/mentorships. So the first one was the Web3j library's full development lifecycle. With this mentorship, except the objectives mentioned here, like of course gaining some hands-on experience, helping the mentees to get through and to get a better understanding with Java and Ethereum, our main goal was to get the mentees to the level of maintainers. In order to be a maintainer of Web3j requires a lot of work, like except the understanding of the Ethereum network and Java, it also needs some commitment and the availability to do the releases and to improve every time everything that consists in software development lifecycle of the Web3j, and also the knowledge, because in order to do these releases and to add new features to Web3j, you need to be committed with the Ethereum changes, which are a lot. I mean, I don't even know the last EEP number. But our mentees, Alston and Hedia, did a great work, and they really stood by our side in terms of work and issue covering. So also in here we can see that one of the objectives was to cover to reduce the issues by 30 or 40%. But as I said, the issues numbers still continue to raise, and if we are to relate to the initial issue number when they joined the mentorship, that percent was achieved. But as some new issues came during this period, right now we are at the 22%. But I am happy with it, as I'm more than happy with it as a mentor. And also they did a really good work in terms of improving the documentation and the best practices relating to this Web3j library and interaction with Ethereum. And as a proof, right now we have 2 blog posts published on the LFDT blog post website, in which both written 2 tutorials regarding how to interact with Web3j on different topics, but I will let them say more about it, and also to give you some more details about the achievements. Okay, so I will stop sharing. Alston, over to you.
Yeah, sure. You stop share. Oh, can you share the screen again? Because I was I didn't turn on the
Oh, okay, no worries.
PowerPoint. Yeah. I'll just use the same PowerPoint.
Oh, okay, 1 second. Oh, okay, good. So, yep, over to you.
Okay, thank you. So so today I'll be mainly talk about interaction with EIP 4337, what is account abstraction. So I have contributed to Web3j library in multiple parts, and I find this one the most probably the most important and most interesting. So let's first we say introduction of what is account abstraction. So traditionally, Ethereum have 2 types of accounts. One is EOA, externally owned accounts, which is controlled by the private keys. And then we have contract accounts, just the smart contracts, which is controlled by code. So traditionally, only EOA can initiate transaction, and they must pay gas. So that leads to a user experience problem, because for new users, because to use Ethereum, new user must have manage their private keys, and they must have ETH for gas in their account. So that this is kind of a barrier for people to join Ethereum. Account abstraction solved this problem by allowing user to have smart contracts wallets. Basically, they kind of merge the EOA and contract accounts, and so that they can define their own authentication and behavior, which removes the limitation of EOAs, and enable features like gas sponsorship and Web2 style logins. So here are the core concepts in account abstraction. As you can see, I will go through each of them and show their workflow. So first we have the user. With account abstraction, instead of sending a raw transaction, the user now signs a user operation, which is a structured request that contains the call data, gas information, and their signature. And the user operation go to a separate mempool. On this mempool, we have bundlers. Bundlers will look at this mempool, and they watch the user operation and pick them up and bundle many of them together to send them to this entry point contract. The entry point is the heart of this account abstraction idea. So, and every bundle transaction, which means the user operation, goes to this entry point contract. The entry point will validate user's signature and then execute the smart account logic. It also verifies the paymaster roles and calculate the actual gas cost, and finally execute the transaction user want to do. And so then we have this this entry point will execute whatever function that we set in our smart contract wallet. Optionally, we also have a paymaster, which is another smart contract that can sponsor gases. For example, a DApp that can pay users gas for onboarding, and so or a game that allows users to pay to play without buying some ETH to pay for gas. So basically, a lot of the idea about account abstraction is for a better user interaction. All right, I think we can go to the next slide. Yes, and so starting in Web3j 5.0, we have which is the newest release. Web3j has support for user operation. We now have a user operation class to so we can create user operation using Java, and we also have these all the different responses and results. So now developers can build smart accounts wallets, which is using this account abstraction idea fully in Java. So you can see we have this different methods. So we can send user operation, get the user operation by hash, or get the receipt. This is just some very simple example that we have a lot of different functions, and I can showcase them right now in the demo. Yep, I think so. I will share my screen now. Okay, so what we are trying to do with this demo, what I'm trying to do with this demo is that I'm trying to send a user operation, and so transfer some ETH between two smart accounts that I wrote. So let's first take a look at this smart account. This is a very minimal and very basic smart account. It implements this iAccount interface from this implementations of account abstraction by is-infinitism. And here, there are two very necessary functions. The first one is validate user operation. This is used to check the signature of our account. So because for simplicity of this demo, we just return 0 here, which means that all our user operation about this account will be will be validated. But you should not do this like in real world. And another one is the execute function. We will use this. This is the actual function that we want to call to use to transfer some ETH between different accounts. Now we have this smart account.sol. We can use Web3j to generate a contract wrapper. I think this has been demoed in some previous Web3j meetings, so I won't do it here. But now we already have this smart account generate wrapper here, and we can try run a code. So first, what we need is this Web3j that is used. We will use this to go on chain to deploy our accounts, and credentials is just our private key, and then we have our bundler. The bundler we'll use is Pimlico, and then finally we have our entry point address. So the first thing we will do is to deploy our accounts. It's very simple. We need to deploy two accounts, and we will transfer ETH between them. So let's deploy them now. This might take half a minute, I think. Yep, here, our first account is deployed at here. So we just paste it here. We have, this is the account 1 address. Sorry. And we have the second account. So now we have our accounts, smart accounts deployed. We can try to send some ETH between them. What we want to do first, we want to construct a call data that will be passed into our user operation. So for call data, we encode a function here, which is we are calling the execute function here, and with the address. This is the destination address. So we put our account true address here, and we try to send, let's say 0.01 ETH to that. And this here collection.empty list, because we're not passing doing other things, we're just sending a basic transaction, so we leave it as empty. Now we need to create a user operation. So user operation has a lot of fields. So the first one is the smart account that we'll use to we will execute the execute function on this smart account. So we'll put it here. The second one is nonce. The third one is init code. Init code is used. We leave it a null because we are not deploying a new account. If you are deploying a new account, the init code will be put here. And we have our call data, which is this execute function. And we have different kind of gas limits. We will leave it empty here, right, for now, because we will use this method. We will get an estimate from the entry point. And now here we have the max fee and the max priority fee, max gas. This is just simple as normal EIP 1559 gas costs. And we have the signature, because as we can see from our account, it returns 0, so we can just set it as 0. And for paymaster, because we are not using a paymaster, we'll just leave it as null. Then we send this to a bundler, and bundler will send this to entry point to get our estimate gas costs. After that, we will fill in the gas costs in the finished user operation. And finally, we will send this user operation to our bundler, and we should be able to see the results of our transaction. So let's try execute it now. Oops. This should be pretty fast. Oops, sorry, something went wrong. Wait, hold on, give me one moment.
It's something with the gas limit from what I see. Gas user operation is gas is null.
User revert prefund failed. Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot one important thing, because we just deployed our account 1 and we don't have any ETH in it, so we cannot because it doesn't have any ETH, we cannot. Let me transfer some to that right now. Let's say
So we prove that we work with real data. So this is good.
yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, so kind of forget this. It should be done pretty soon. Yeah, there. Now we can try execute it again. Yep, successful. And now we find a user operation hash, and now we can see the transaction. If we go to Sepolia Etherscan and see the account that we deployed. Here, this is the one that I just sent, and then we go to internal. Okay, we send 0.01 ETH from this account to this address, which should be our accounts, our address to 0x304. Yeah, this is the one. And you also can see we are paying the gas to our entry point address. So now with user operation, we can see is that the user don't have to pay gas from this base account. The gas can be just paid to the smart account that we deployed. Yeah, I think this is my demo. It's a pretty simple demo for transferring ETH.
Okay, great. Thank you, Aston. So we also have 2 more demos. Please, guys, like if you have questions, just write them in the chat and we'll address them at the end. I really want to get to go first through each demo, and after that we'll come back to the questions. Hedia, over to you. Are you able to share your screen?
Can you see the screen right now?
Yeah, we're able to see it.
Okay. Welcome. I want first to discuss some of my contribution I made to Web3j. The first one was exposing the raw data field. In the Solidity, you can send a custom error message when you are reverting a transaction. And previously in Web3j, you cannot access this error message. And my contribution was to expose this field in the exception. And right now, when you have a custom error message, you can take it as a raw data field in the exception block, and you can decode it and get the message from the smart contract. Another thing was some static analysis tool are raising too many warnings when on the generated Java files from smart contract wrappers. Basically, I added a generated annotation to the generated code, and now the static analysis tools are ignoring this warnings. Another thing was when you are using Web3j Maven plugin offline and you don't have the Solidity version on your local machine, this will cause the plugin to crash and without any meaningful reason or message. And right now, you can when you have this issue again and you are trying to download or to generate the contract wrappers, and when you are offline and have no Solidity version on your local machine, it will raise an error with a meaningful and to demonstrate the reason of the issue. Also, I worked on some interested issues like on the Web3j AVM. Currently, it don't support the Shanghai fork. And I started investigating about this issue. First suspicions was the Peso version, and after investigating it, I found that the Peso version is fine and it already supports the Shanghai fork. But my next steps was to try to find the Genesis file, and after a lot of debugging, I already found the Genesis file and found that it didn't support the Shanghai fork. I upgraded the file and tried to use the Shanghai fork, and unfortunately, it didn't work. But it was a great progress in this issue. I hope we can fix it soon. Another issue that some users reported that they cannot download the Web3j CLI locally. Using source. And this issue was tricky because it works on my machine, and for other users, it sometimes works, sometimes not. And the issue was that you cannot download the Web3j CLI source inside a directory that has a Gradle properties file. Also, I write a nice blog post about how to use Gradle Maven plugin, the Web3j Maven plugin to help the developers in this topic. And let's jump to a quick demo about the true way to use the plugin. First, I initiated an empty Maven project. The only thing I made is the main file because I wanted to add the node URL and my private key. We have now the empty Maven. We want to add the core dependency, which is the Web3j core. Here is the dependency. We can add it here in the dependencies. Okay, and also you can check for the latest version on the Maven repo or any other documentation. Now we have Web3j Web3j core, but we don't have the plugin, so we need to add the plugin to the .xml file. And here is the plugin with the basic configuration. This is the basic configuration. We will discuss further enhancements of this, but after running this sample. Now we have the plugin and we have the core dependency. We will now sync with that. The missing piece right now is the smart contract. We will go to add a simple smart contract, and this one, hello world smart contract. This basic configuration reads the smart contract from source main Java from a resource folder. So we will, sorry, from the main, inside the main, we will make a directory, which is a resource directory. Here we can add our smart contract, new. And paste our code. This is a simple hello world. Now we can use the plugin to generate the contract wrappers here using this command. As we can see right now, it's successfully built. We can see our generated wrappers here. We will discuss this configuration next, but this is our generated wrapper. As you can see now in the main, we can run the code and it will execute successfully. It takes a bit of time because it is using Sepolia, but as we can see, the contract is deployed successfully. Let's discuss about further enhancement of our configurations. This is the basic configuration. As we can see, they generate only the Java file in the directory with this name. If we need more control, we can go for the advanced or configuration. As we can see here, I will explain it. Let's take it. Okay, let's say this is the plugin configuration. From here, as we can see, the Solidity source file. Here is the directory of the output of the contract we need. From here, the plugin will take the Solidity contract file and generate the contract for it, and we only take the Solidity files. Here is the package name, the package that we will generate the wrappers into. By default, it is org.web3j.model, but we can here change it. Here, the source destination, the place we take the wrappers and the bin and the API will generate it into. As we can see here, we are tell the plugin to generate the API and bin. On the previous demo, we generated only the Java. Here you can configure it to generate other artifacts. Here we tell the plugin to use Java native types, not the Solidity types like big integer and so on. Here is the output directory for each type, for Java, for API, for bin. And here, if you can limit generation for some contracts, you can make it here. And here, you can map the import paths in Solidity files. Now we will execute the plugin again, and it will generate the files, as you can see, but it will generate it. Suppose I didn't sync. I will sync the Maven. It doesn't generate. It's I forgot to, because we told them to we are putting in Solidity folder, but I forgot to do that. So let's make a directory. Now it should work. Now, as we can see, it works successfully. This is the generated wrapper, and this is the generated artifacts, the API, and the bin. And here, if we run the main again, it will work also and deploy the smart contract to the Sepolia network and any other network you can use. And this was for my demo. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Okay, great work. Thank you, Hadia. So I will take back the share screen. Give one moment. Okay, so next we'll jump on the second mentorship, which is related to Android with Kotlin wrappers for Solidity smart contracts. Here, the main goal of this mentorship was to get the implementation done for generated Kotlin smart contract wrappers, not only Java smart contract wrappers, because we know that most of the Android developers prefer Kotlin in order to interact with the GPM. And our mentee Gautam did a great work, and I don't want to keep you guys more because maybe we'll be a bit over the time. So I will pass the mic over to him. And please, Gautam, show us the magic behind it.
Yeah. So can you move to the next slide?
Okay, sure.
Mainly my work was dealing with for generating Kotlin wrappers for Solidity smart contracts. So earlier until now, Java contracts were done and some migration was done. So my work ensured that all the correct mapping was done for the all the various Solidity types. So there are certain Solidity types like uint, 256 and all those required proper mappings to the Kotlin types. And then there were Solidity allows method overloads. And so due to this, there were certain naming collisions. I had to make sure that these don't happen when the Kotlin wrapper is generated. And then Kotlin has a strict null safety enforced into it. So one of the things that I had to do is all the variables which were null at any point had to be initialized as null. And like Java, which had static helper methods and static variables, Kotlin doesn't have it. So we use something called as a companion object in which we had all those static helper methods and variables. And we also Kotlin has mutable and immutable variables. And so we could initialize variables which need to be changed at runtime as immutable variables and immutable variables accordingly. Could you move to the next slide? Yeah. So in the left we have the Java, not Java, some of the core lines in the Java code. On the right we have how it's actually right now in the Kotlin wrapper. So we could see that in Java we have not initialized as a mutable or immutable variable. Here we have used val to initialize func greet as a immutable variable. And then we also have instead of having static variables in Java, we have put all the static variables which are in Java inside a companion object in the case of Kotlin. And then we also in the case of a linked library linked binary, it's a mutable variable. So in the case of Kotlin, I had to declare it as a nullable variable while it was being declared, and later in the function we reinitialize it, and there we use var to show that it was mutable in runtime. Now I'll show a short demo of the application. So So I hope my screen is visible. So right now I'm running uh, a Kotlin backend that runs the Web3j application. So it is used for it runs the Solidity wrapper generation function class so that we can generate a wrapper. And then this is an Android app which I have created to use the Solidity wrapper generator that I have modified. And now there is so I could pick a ABI file and a bin file that I had to upload to the Android app. And then if I upload it, I would get a Kotlin wrapper that is being generated. So if I could select this Kotlin wrapper and I've created a file called greetuser.kt. This is a existing file. I could modify it with the file that I've generated using the ABI and bin file. If I paste it, so this is the Kotlin wrapper that was generated, and in comparison, this was the Java wrapper that was used earlier. So in the exact same similar Java wrapper. Instead, now we have a Kotlin wrapper, which we'll be using for the application. So I'll reload the app. And now let's try deploying the contract, and I'll open the log. So if I click deploy contract, the contract deployment starts. It'll take some time. Yeah, so the contract is deployed and it is deployed at this contract address, and we're also getting the transaction hash here. We can also set a message. By default, I've set a message called hello world, and if I get the message right now, it will return as hello world. But I can also set my message. So if I type in hello, if I type in click on set message, it'll take some time. Yeah, so the message is set, and now if I try to get the message, I'll get the new message. Now I will copy my key and I will go to Sepolia, and if I search this, I could see that right now I had my transaction hash, and I had set a greeting 29 seconds ago, and also I deployed my contract a minute ago, the contract creation, and yeah, um, that's all from me.
Okay, great. Thank you, Gautam. So I will take back the share screen. Second. So just to do a short recap, like we've seen how the new Kotlin wrapper was generated and used in a let's say production scenario in which we had to use the Kotlin wrapper to do deploy and like for example to do a transfer between the accounts, because that's why mainly that wrapper was to do a greeting between the accounts, because that was what wrapper was doing. Yep. And yeah, going further, so getting almost to the end here on the Web2j 5, I want to mention only a few more things. We had the migration from OSRH to Maven Central, because the OSRH was the repository that we used for the past years, but due to its sunset, unfortunately, we had to migrate to Maven Central. And because Maven Central, it provides full support for the Maven projects, we had some challenges as our Web3j libraries are Gradle based, but finally we managed to get through, and now our repositories are up on Maven Central. Other thing is that we also added support for EAP 7022, which is part of the Prague Electra upgrade, and also the other EAPs are about to be added. Also, we added, we had some really useful contributions from our on the EAP 4844, which is this time now it's excluding the sidecar. And thanks to the help of our mentees, we have like 30 issue fixed. We also had a contribution recently which upgrades to the best to 25.10, and it will be in the next minor release. And also there is a work in progress on migrating the build to Gradle 9. So yeah, we're moving forward with all this. Now we're getting to the last slide. Thank you again, everyone, for joining and bearing with us that far. I know that was a lot of info, and our mentees, Gautam, Hediya, and Alston did a great work. And I know there was a lot of info and a lot of digest, especially on the account abstraction or on the Kotlin wrappers, because these are the new main features that were added during these mentorships. But yeah, thanks for bearing with us, and please don't forget about our community, Web3j community space, and also the community course. Looking forward to see you there, and to also get in touch with our mentees, because also I'm looking to get further contributions for our mentees, even like if these two mentorships will end at the end of this month. So a bit shout out to them, and thank you again, guys, for doing such a great work. Okay, and once again, I'm George. I'm from Web3 Labs. In case you need any support related blockchain or any expertise, please, here are the ways that you can contact us. Okay, getting back here, please, if there are any questions. Hopefully we'll see you again. I don't know how many of you, from the audience, contributed in the past to Web3j, or how many of you are students and would like to join in the future Web3j mentorship. But hopefully next year, with the help of LFDT, we'll do again some new mentorships, and why not? Maybe we'll get to meet our currently mentees there as active contributors or maintainers. I don't know, David, are you still here?
Yeah, I haven't dropped yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we got to the end. So
Okay, great.
also, I don't see any other questions. Maybe also feel free to write us on Discord if you have any other questions, or yep, just get in touch
Right.
with us.
Well, thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.